Hello, everyone. Apologies if I sound bitter. I was pretty much all the way done with recording the video, and my recording software crashed, and I lost like 20 minutes of footage. And then before that time, I recorded another video, and that also had issues, so I had to restart. So this is my third time making this video and explaining it, which I guess is fine because that means that I can explain it much better and I know the words that I want to say. So I'm gonna get right into it without lollygagging too much. We are currently on day 700. If you guys want a 700 world tour, let your brother know. Just leave a comment, a like, anything really, and I'll probably still make it anyways. But engagement bait. So if you want to see that, let me know. I have some pretty cool builds in this world. Alright, I'm going to undress the elephant in the room. Cobblestone old texture and brick old texture. This is different. Some blocks are different, like TNT, bed, etc., armor. I'm using a texture pack. It's called Immersive Beta. It really just adds a couple of texture changes. Doesn't do anything crazy. It's just a texture pack. But as it says, a classic Minecraft feel with more immersion and reason. I like it. Looks very nice. My preferred. Alright, moving on. The other elephant in the room. Glowstone. Looks like redstone lamps. That's also because of the texture pack. There was no redstone lamps in this version, so I make do with this texture pack, and I think it looks quite nice having them constantly lit. And better than actual redstone lamps in my opinion, because you would have a lever or a torch somewhere just kind of sticking out. Anyways, moving on. Lamps. Really cute characters, as you can see. I really like the way that they came out. They had little stone buttons for eyes, but I ended up kind of changing those out because they looked way too beady, and I think that these are a lot more cute. Albeit maybe even more scary because of the white eyes, but I mean Freddy looks pretty adorable, so maybe I'll just remove the white eye. We have the outside here, the block palette. Obviously bricks, stone slab outline, which I think came out quite nice, but keep in mind I had to place every stone slab because there's the tile here, but that's not actually like an actual block. You either crash slab it or you can spawn it in, but I had to place all these to get that. That was probably one of the harder parts of the build next to the redstone, as you'll see here in a bit. And then sandstone. I don't know if I mentioned that. Looks very nice. This might be the most frustrating project I have ever had to work on so far. This is absolutely horrible. Like, I'm so afraid that my recording is just gonna stop working again, so I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with the upper red dot of doom button up there, so I'm very sorry for that. This is okay. We're gonna pretend like I just started this. Alright, so moving into the entrance in here, we have a pretty simple entranceway, based off my Nights of Freddy's. You know, it is very long, but I think it fits quite well. We have the glowstone, again, because we do not have redstone lamps, the glowstone does the heavy lifting here, and then we have the glass for like fluorescent bulbs. I think that works awesome, honestly. I think that's like one of the better ways I could have gone about it, rather than just having it protruding out of the ceiling. I just like that a lot better. We have the back room over here, or back office, I guess. There's nothing actually really back here. It's just for roof access, but we'll get to that when the time comes. This is the main dining room area. Pretty simple, you know, it's just checkerboard floor, pretty synonymous with Five Nights at Freddy's. Same with the checkerboard kind of tables where it's magenta and white. And then we kind of have this trim going around, I guess trim or edge. I think it does a pretty good job. It's cool. We have the main cast up here. We have Freddy, Bonnie, Chica. They're pretty simple build-wise because you can't really get a whole lot of details. It pretty much went as far as faces or noses or whatever. Chica's bib, Freddy's note block or music box, I guess. And then Bonnie's kind of like light blue torso area. Alright, and then we have the what's it called? The presents over here, and we have Foxy chilling up on Pirates Cove. You can probably hear my little science experiment going on back there, but we'll get back to that when we get around over there, so don't worry about it for now. Moving over here, we have the kitchen. There isn't actually a kitchen. It's just a door with a wall behind it. So it's more like an illusion kind of thing. And then we have a trim going around most of the room, which I think adds a bit of color. Bruh. I think that adds a nice kind of little something to the walls without them being super bland, besides, the paintings on the walls. And these are supposed to be like giant pizzas on the wall with maybe a slice taken out of them. I think it also looks good, just adds a little bit of something to the walls. Works out very nicely. We have the bathrooms in here. Very simple stalls, toilet, flush, all of that. And we have kind of like a mirror effect going on here that I really like how it turned out. It is quite literally just a wall. It's just a wall separating the two rooms. It's funny because I recorded this video like 3 times already over, and now my allergies are coming back. This has just been an actual catastrophe, so I really I apologize if I sound different all of a sudden and nasally, if anything. Continuing on, we have the 2 hallways here that lead into the office. This is the supply closet. It's a little bit of light going on here. As I've explained a couple of times already, I have a slab here that prevents a bit of the light getting through. Well, most of it, because it lights up too much of the area when it's... That actually scared the shit out of me. It lights up way too much of the area, like via light pollution through the door, which is very annoying but very beta-like, so I'm not too broken up about it. Moving on, we have the actual office. As you can see, it looks a bit different, but I think it came out really nicely. We have like this ventilation system going on the top, and before it was just a plain ceiling, and that worked too, but meh, I really like how this turned out a lot more. I wish that I could get webs, but I'm not sure if there is. I mean, they're here, but I'm not sure where to find them. I don't remember if there is mine shafts or not, so I'll probably have to look around if I want to add any. But in the meantime, it still works fine. We have the TV monitors right here. We have like the static kind of screen painting, which I have no clue what this painting is supposed to be. So if anyone knows, like, let me know, because I think this is like, I don't know, like a horse or something. It's like a cliffside, and then maybe there's some trees or something. I have no clue. It just kind of looks like block vomit to me, but I'm sure it's something. We have the doors here. As you can see, there is a gap here. That's sadly nothing I can really do about it. I could probably put like a painting here, and that might work, but I feel like it'd break immediately from the pistons moving, so it just is what it is. I have these blocks up here to kind of prevent some of that when they're closed, and I think they work really well, and aesthetically makes sense. Maybe not so much these ones, but I don't really care. It looks fine. We also have the light system here, which is just a simple piston pulling a block down and revealing glowstone. Nothing too crazy there, and has pretty good timing as well. Whoa, I like double fired that one. How did I do that? Yeah, I have no clue. I'm surprised I did not break any of the redstone by doing that. Moving on, we got to the big part, the big thing. You can probably hear it now. Yes, you can. It's very noisy, but this is our back room, our generator room, our safe room, whatever you want to call it. How it works, alright? We do not have redstone lamps in this version, so I had to get really creative with how I wanted to make the lights on, lights off build circuit thing, whatever. So really, all it comes down to is pushing blocks at the right time. You have to betaify your redstone. You don't have a whole lot of options for anything redstone, honestly. You have a repeater, you have dust, you have torches, you have levers, buttons, etc., etc. But like, this is the best you're gonna get, and you have to be, again, very careful when you build it, because timings are not only important in normal redstone, but beta especially, where redstone is very jank. It's not very fluent. All of this to say, it is a simple block pusher puller system, and it's not even fully automatic technically, because you still have to require some input into it, but that's more so because I'm afraid that it'll break too often with an automatic system, which is very time consuming to reset it, because you have to replace all the blocks. Moving on, as you can see here, the lever's down, which means it is sending a signal through. That means it's on, and if a lever is up, that means it's off. So I'm going to show you how this works. We have a little indicator back here. It's letting in a little light, which means that the system is either on or neutral. We know the system is on because the generator is currently working. So once we turn that off, that not only pulls and retracts the lighting system we just had, now opens it up so that we can allow the power off system to work. And as you can hear as well, the generator turned off. Now because there's only a light, that means that the system is on neutral. Nothing is active right now. And again, you can still see that because you can see through the glass, you know, nothing too crazy. Now if we hit the power off, that is going to push the black wool down, and it's going to take the place of where the glowstone was, making it look like the lights are off. And it makes a little sound, and the indicator will change. And there we go. So what that means, again, that is an entire redstone circuit going around my entire building. And by the time it reaches over here and activates this piston, that means that everything else is guaranteed to have changed back to the powered state that it's going to be in. It's really mostly just a safeguard, and it looks cool. And it's a little bit of added functionality to an already complex circuit. I'm going to show you the redstone here. We have a little maintenance painting right here. There is some light coming through, which is fine. Normally there isn't, but it's because I have this little maintenance tunnel system going on here. So we have, this is powering our top pistons. You can tell because this is the only one powered. Basically spirals all the way up, travels through, gets to this top circuit up here, which applies to all the top pistons. As you can see, it is a lot of redstone, and as we get over there, it gets even more complex. The most complex thing over here is probably this note block system that makes sound. That was probably the hardest part. This, don't get me wrong, designing these were very hard, but actually building it was very easy. Like, I didn't even really take any extra measures to make it look nice. As you can see, it's just block vomit. Because the roof is not super tall, if you're at a distance like on that mountain over there, you would be able to see it, but I don't care because it is my build and I can marvel at my redstone. We're on 701. That's how long this took to record. I started on day 698, and I've just had to troubleshoot recording this multiple times since. So if you guys want a 700-day world tour, and like, comment, sub. Moving on. This is our top circuit. This goes all the way around to every top piston. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Just powered extra by repeaters everywhere, and this very expensive repeater line that has no function really. It's just more so because it looks cool. Not even that it looks cool. I think I ran out of redstone dust, and I just never bothered to replace it, and it's kind of a flex to have this many repeaters. I mean, I already have a ton of redstone, as you can see right now, but this is just extra. This is very simple with how it's powered. There really wasn't a whole lot of other ways to power this, so it was just a block with redstone on top pushing into the pistons. Very easy, very, very simple. The exact same for this bottom circuit as well. It is just going over these bottom pistons, and it is powered when that specific torch is powered. I mean, look at this, though. This looks sick, doesn't it? Very industrial. So now we're going to move on over here. This area is where it gets a little more complex because this is my most recent addition. This was a redstone design done by Ethos Lab, if I recall correctly, but I built a tutorial off of BoxBlair's tutorial. I will link that somewhere. I recommend him. He's an awesome beta YouTuber. If you haven't seen him before, he has a lot of pretty cool stuff he does. Tutorials are very fun to learn as well. Very helpful as well. So, over here we have a daylight sensor. From what I understand from how he explained it, currently it is not in functioning. I don't know, I think something about it broke, but I will show you how it's supposed to work if it does want to work. But it's water and something to do with block updating, and I think that's because the water will smother the grass, turning into dirt, and then once this turns off, it stops the water flow, allowing the dirt to regrow to grass. I think that's how it works. I may be very incorrect. But moving on, this is fired into this very long winded line that powers the chiming system. I added some music functionality besides just that over there. You know, it's just note blocks. It's nothing too crazy. Yeah, see? Simple as that. Daylight sensor, I think I explained it enough, honestly. It's a daylight sensor. It's just very convoluted and very not like its actual vanilla counterpart, which I really wish was in this version because daylight sensors are awesome and I love to use them in builds. So again, as you can see, we have our indicator closed, which means lights are off. So we're going to flip this on. Sorry, off, I guess. Okay, this is retracted, meaning it's neutral, and now we can power this again. And there's our generator going off again. It was a very fun build to put together. Designing the entire redstone system was pretty fun. I couldn't really find any redstone tutorials that worked the way that I really wanted them to, and I'm very happy with how this turned out. I mean, it is very simple, yes, but as tradition, I really like to build Fazbear restaurants in Minecraft, which is just like my inner 12-year-old self, because I used to do that a lot on my 360. And I guess it's just manifested itself here. Which, you know what, I'm fine with, because it adds a little bit to my world, and it's in survival, and it's just 10 times cooler than if it were in creative. Might be able to see the little tip of it. Not running bad performance-wise. I'm very surprised. There's a little village. There's side of my stronghold, which looks very bland, but it's there. And the red tip. And whatever that is. Regardless, if you support me in any way, which is fine because I like doing this for fun. Gives me something to do in my free time. And I'm just sharing builds with, people with very similar thoughts, ideas, likes. I don't know. The more you stay, the more you'll get to know me, the more you might come to like me. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a Freddy Fazbear's pizza. It's nothing too crazy. I really mostly just want to show off my cool redstone skills. My beta redstone skills. Leave a like, comment, tell me what you think of my skin. This is actually my main skin. And I only have the Miku or Slenderman one for my 1.6.4 world. Because I was very picky with skin files, and I was too lazy to actually set it up. So, hope you like it. I think it's very classy, and it fits my persona. Get it? Persona? Haha. Okay, I'll leave now.